Hello, I'm Lindsay Gustin. Welcome to the show. Today we've invited back Lynni, owner of Lynni's Fabulous, and on today's show, she'll be making us an easy dinner party, a three-course one. So welcome back to the show, Lynni.
Thanks, it's great to be here.
Oh, nice to have you. So tell us again about your business.
Well, Lynni's Fabulous is a line of all-natural, organic and gluten-free, easy sauces and spreads that allow you to make quick and easy appetizers or main dishes in minutes flat.
Yeah, sounds great. Well, this is your logo here, right?
Yes.
And you brought your products here. You're going to use 3 of them today,
yes,
right?
Yes, we are. We're using 3 of the products. It's a 5-product line, but the possibilities are just endless. And if you're a busy mom on the go, or just a busy professional, or just want some shortcuts in the kitchen, it's the hostess's secret weapon.
Ah, so this is the first one you're going to use, this one here, right?
Yes, that is an artichoke and Parmesan spread. And we are going to show you how to make a quick and easy, delicious roasted vegetable platter.
Sounds good. We'll be right back with today's recipes. So we have some colorful vegetables you cut up here.
Yes, absolutely. I think when you're having people over to your home for a nice, easy dinner party, there's nothing more beautiful than a rustic roasted vegetable platter. So really, you can just grab whatever's fresh at the grocery store, and you can be in and out in minutes. You don't have to spend a lot of time agonizing over it. It's pretty simple. Like, for example, with asparagus, all I do is literally, I've already just trimmed these ends, run it under the water, pull off the rubber band, and boom, you're ready to go.
That's easy.
Another great thing is roasted peppers. And the quickest way that you can prep these is you'll see this little indentation here. They call that the cheek of the pepper.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You just cut it on the outside, and what you end up with is a nice clean piece that doesn't have any of the seeds or the ribs. And then all you have to do is literally just take it, score it down, and you can prep your pepper in minutes flat. It's so simple and so easy. So all we're going to do now is we've taken some of the artichoke and Parmesan.
Yeah, this is the one you brought.
Yes, it's really delicious. It's got tons of flavor. And Lindsay, you're going to give me a hand. I've just mixed about maybe a couple of teaspoons of it with just some olive oil.
You just got here some olive oil, plain olive oil.
Doesn't have to be anything fancy. It can just be whatever you happen to have in your pantry. And I've mixed it, and we're just going to take a basting brush, and we are just going to brush this mixture over the vegetables. And what this will do is it will just bring out a really rustic, beautiful, rich flavor of the vegetables. And you know,
makes it shiny too, I see.
It will. You'll get some of those nice big chunks of.
And what do you have here? Green beans.
Those are actually French green beans. This is a great little time-saving trick. I found these in the produce section. They're little French green beans.
Oh, neat.
They're already washed and trimmed. All you do is open the bag.
Let's see these.
Put them out.
Look nice,
Great time saver.
And that's what we're using today, huh?
Absolutely.
Good.
The great thing is, if you wanted to use this for a main course, you can even steam them in the bag. It's all about taking shortcuts.
I see that, right.
But still being elegant at the same time. And I think that's what a lot of us, it's the missing piece of the puzzle when it comes to entertaining. It can be really, really simple. It doesn't have to be intimidating, and it can actually be fun.
So do you think I have enough?
I think those look wonderful.
They look good?
So what we're going to do is we would pop those in the oven. To roast them, what you want is you want a really pretty good high heat, but a short time frame because you don't want the vegetables to get soggy. You can do 350 for about 8 minutes, or you could do 400 for 5 minutes. You just sort of have to gauge your time.
Well, you have some in the oven. We put there.
We
I'm
actually
going to go
do.
get those out.
Perfect.
Okay, right now. And we'll put these in later. They should be done now. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Look at that.
I can smell it.
That looks good. That was like 8 minutes. I'll put these in here.
Okay. And another great time-saving tip is always invest in some nice oven-to-table type entertaining pieces. For example, this is a Pyrex tray. But what you do is when you take it out of the oven, you literally can put it on this.
Oh, you can?
And it can go right to the table.
Put it on there.
And you can serve on it.
I see.
And if you could just smell these vegetables, they smell amazing.
Boy, that looks pretty.
So what we're going to do next is we're going to dress up. A lot of people like to make their own hummus, but if you're pressed for time, you can buy it at the grocery store, but the key is to camouflage it. So may I see that olive oil mixture?
Okay.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to show you a neat little trick.
Yes.
Take the back of a spoon, a large spoon, with some oil on it, and you're going to make an indentation.
I see that.
And with the oil,
yes,
the hummus really won't stick.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm going to take our same
one.
We're going to take some of this delicious artichoke and Parmesan, and we are just going to nestle it right.
That will go well with the hummus.
Yes, it will be delicious, and you're reinforcing your flavor profile. So we've got this pretty little dash there. You can accent it with a little garnish, maybe a couple of little pieces of pepper on the top, just to make it pretty.
Nice presentation.
So we're going to put this right in the center.
That's nice.
And then this is where, again, your quick trip to the grocery store. You don't have to agonize. If you see a cheese that looks interesting and different, you just take it.
So what type of cheese did you get here?
This is actually a Greve, and this is a mustard and dill that I thought just looked really interesting.
Oh, yes.
Put our cheeses, and
Those
then I believe
nice cheeses.
You've got some crackers over there.
Okay.
And I really like to just pile the crackers in the empty spaces.
Oh yeah, this is a pretty presentation. A nice variety.
Well, it's cheese and crackers, but it's elevated and it's elegant, and as you see, it took just minutes to prepare. And I think that's
beautiful.
The magic of entertaining at home. You want to serve something healthy, and you don't want to overwhelm your guests with a lot of precious little appetizers. Save those for a cocktail party. Okay. Something like this,
it's beautiful.
Everybody will enjoy, and it's just a really pretty way to get your vegetables into your menu too.
Yeah, look, that's true, and it's beautiful.
Perfect.
So what do we have next?
Well, next we're going to start on our Zesty Roasted Red Pepper Farfalle, and it will be delicious.
Does sound good. Be right back. The recipes we're making on today's show will be available on my website, that's chefsrecipes.org. Now we're ready for the main course.
Wonderful. Well, we are going to be making a Zesty Roasted Red Pepper Farfalle pasta. What we're going to do to start with is we've got a skillet that's heating here.
All right.
And we're just going to put a tiny bit of olive oil just to coat the pan. And I'm really big on taking shortcuts when you entertain.
Yes, that is helpful.
Most of us are just so busy, and just to get a little protein going, what I did is I actually went to the deli section in my grocery store.
Oh, yes?
And they sell, believe it or not, pre-cooked, unseasoned chicken breasts.
And that's what you have here, huh?
Yes, but the great thing is that you get the grill marks, and in the winter,
neat.
when it's cold outside, no one wants to stand over a grill in the snow.
Yeah.
What we're doing is we're just sort of bringing this pre-cooked chicken breast back to life. Now, if you have the luxury of time and you can grill it or do it on an indoor grill pan, that's great. But what we're doing is we're just sort of plumping this back up, heating it through. And then what we're going to do next is add, this is our secret ingredient.
What is that?
This is actually sopressata. It's an Italian salami, for lack of a better word. But it's a little spicier, and you can get it usually in the grocery store where they sell pepperonis. It's
yes, I've seen that section.
And you can either do this ground, just shred it, or in this case, I just finely chopped it.
Well, that'll give a lot of flavor. It goes well with the chicken, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
It'll give a lot of flavor, a lot of heartiness. Basically, at this point, I have one little thing of dried salami, which, a lot of us may even just already have in our pantry. And just 2 chicken breasts, and you're going to see
look at how much you make.
How much protein this is. I think a lot of times when people entertain, they have these preconceived notion that it has to be so fancy or so over the top. A little bit really goes a long way, especially when you're making a pasta dish.
I see. Oh, and thinking of pasta, here's a pasta you're going to use today,
yes,
right?
We're going to use a farfalle pasta, and we have water heating up.
Water for this, okay.
Yes. So what we're going to do now at this point, we have some nice steam coming up. The pot's nice and hot.
Yes.
I'm just going to take maybe about a cup of chicken stock. And hear that sizzle. All these flavors are combining.
Yes.
Rule of thumb, depending on how big your pan is, you know, give yourself maybe an inch from the bottom. It may be more than a cup.
That's all you need.
It's really all you need. You're just giving yourself sort of a liquid base because I don't want to do anything too heavy.
Okay.
I think a lot of us are trying to eat a bit healthier now.
And oh, it's on high. Okay.
Yeah, it's on high. So we're going to heat this chicken broth through, and now all of these flavors with the spicy sausage, the grilled chicken breast, they're all mingling. And you'll notice I have not used any seasoning at all.
I see that, yes. And these are all pre-cooked, this here.
Yes.
Yes.
It's very easy to throw together, even just as our pasta water is
now
boiling.
we have this. Let's see what this one is, yes.
This is a crowd pleaser. My brother actually will eat this jar by jar by jar. He
really
loves it. And, you know, so it's actually a real crowd pleaser. It's roasted red peppers, sun-dried tomato, a little bit of goat cheese, herbs and spices, and this is all the seasoning that you need.
And this is it.
This is it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a jar of this. I'm just going to sort of dump it in. This is going to give you a nice loose base, lots and lots of flavor, but without being too overpowering. And I'm going to blend this through.
Boy, I smell nice aroma.
You smell it? I think sometimes also, you know, I remember as a child, you know, spaghetti and meatball night, it would be a big pile of pasta and a lump of, you know, jar tomato sauce. I think what you want to always keep in mind is that your sauce should be loose enough that it can coat the pasta without smothering it.
Okay, that's a good idea. Okay.
And just blending this together. The great thing about this dish too, if you're really having people in your home and you're entertaining, the last thing you want to do is be chained to the stove or doing something that requires perfect timing.
That's right. So you don't have to worry about this.
Right. This you can just put on, put the lid on, let it go. You can turn it on low. You can't overcook it, and you really can't undercook it. As long as it's warm, it's done.
That's good.
So we're going to let this start getting nice and bubbly. Our pan is on hot. And then as we're cooking, I'm going to add a little bit of, this is a Pecorino Romano cheese. It's got a little bit more, I would say, a robust flavor than a regular.
You added that to it. Very good.
Parmesan.
Parmesan.
Going to add that to it, and you're going to see that that's going to actually sort of change the color a bit.
And you add it right with the.
I add it right in
there, yeah.
Because what we're doing is we're flavoring it now at the base of the meal.
I see.
So that nice cheesy flavor. And then a neat little secret weapon that I always do anytime I'm making a pasta dish, you can either add heavy cream or you can add, this is whipped cream cheese.
Oh, whipped one, huh?
And it's very light, it's very airy. Creme fraiche is something that is usually added to a sauce to give it a creaminess.
Right.
But I have found through experimenting that this whipped cream cheese,
that works good.
It works really well. It'll spread through. It'll give it a little bit more body, a little bit more creaminess.
Yes.
And then it just really brings out the flavor of that pecorino.
One, yes. I've heard about the whipped one. Yes,
delicious.
Very good.
So I think our water is almost ready to boil.
Okay, a few more minutes.
A few more minutes.
How much pasta you put in here when you're making this?
It really depends on how many people you're having over. I usually use between half and 3/4 of a box.
Okay. All right, I'll open it up.
And this is just stirring and getting more and more delicious. And we can just put the top on this pot, let it keep simmering down. We'll put our pasta in.
We'll put our pasta in and we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
We're back now. Looks like everything is done, Lynni.
Yes, our pasta should be al dente. It's been about 10 minutes since we put it on to boil. And what we're going to do now to finish off our sauce, which has gotten just wonderful. I wish y'all could smell this. It just smells amazing. Our last little secret ingredient, this is about half a bag of frozen peas, something we all have in our freezers.
I love peas.
You want to toss these in right at the very end because you don't want the peas to lose their beautiful color. And I'm going to reserve just a few for a garnish because the heat of the pasta, we're going to go ahead and add the pasta now to the sauce. And what I like to do, instead of trying to carry a heavy pot and strain it, especially if you have guests, I like to use this little spider. So Lindsay, if you wouldn't mind,
this is neat.
Just sort of scoop the pasta out. And it's actually okay if there's liquid with it.
Drain it a little bit?
Because a little bit of that starchy water is just going to, yes, it's going to add to the body of the sauce. Don't worry about it.
So we're putting in this pan.
Yes, you're going to put it right in, and we are going to combine that yummy pasta. This is a little baby farfalle. But if you're like me and you see boxes of pasta, 10 for $10, I just always get a variety.
Yeah, so they're on hand.
Yeah.
And the vegetables, you could add a different vegetable if you wanted.
Exactly. This would be delicious with carrots or sugar snap peas.
Broccoli.
I just really stock up. I am a pantry cook. I like to have frozen things always on hand. And even frozen chicken breast you could heat up and make for this at a moment's notice.
This is very easy.
Yes.
Easy. Do you want this?
Yes, go ahead and add
Another one? Is that enough?
Yes, absolutely. And
More?
as you see, no, I think this is fine.
Oh, it looks good, yeah.
And then what we're going to do now to serve it, we're going to definitely make sure all this is nicely coated. We're going to transfer this into an oven to tableware dish. And the great thing about this meal is that it can be made in advance.
Oh, okay.
You can make this up to 2 days before. I'm going to finish this off with a nice big dollop of that delicious cheese.
The one used in before.
Yes. And then I'm going to garnish it with a few more of these peas.
Right on top there.
Right on top to add our color. You've got your vegetable. This is just a great dish to serve if you're entertaining because you don't have the formality of a really formal place setting. You can eat this in just beautiful earthenware and just make people feel really at home. It's a one utensil meal.
I like that.
And it's such a crowd pleaser.
Right. And the big thing is that you use this, right?
Absolutely. And the great thing is there's no chemicals, no preservatives, and I have not put one dash of salt or pepper in anything.
I noticed you just use a jar of this.
It's perfectly seasoned and your guests will love it.
Oh, it looks beautiful. I
can't wait to taste it.
Yeah, right. Especially this time of year, I think it'll be good.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Nice and hearty.
It's always good to have pasta on hand in your pantry.
Is that right?
Yes, and with this basic recipe, the chicken broth, the roasted red pepper, and then you are making it your own. That's the beauty of this. It's you can sort of stray from the recipe, so to speak, but the recipe is simply your guideline. I really want, my friends and, the friends that love our product, I want them to put their own personal stamp on it. And
that's good. And then you just add this too.
Yes.
And that's you're all set.
Absolutely.
Sounds good.
Terrific.
So don't go away. We're coming back. I'm going to have a dessert.
Yes, we are making Tipsy Berries and Tuxedo Raspberry Cup.
Sounds good. Right back. So now it's time for our easy, very fabulous dessert.
Absolutely. We are going to use my chocolate raspberry cream sauce as what we're going to build our dessert around.
And this is it? Here.
Yes. Well, I discovered these they're called Tuxedo Cups, and I couldn't resist them, and I thought, I have to do something with these because they're so cute.
Yeah.
And they're 6 in a package. They're just like this. They're little cups made out of chocolate.
They got the little tuxedo on it.
Absolutely. What a perfect thing for a dessert. So I think that sometimes people just get overwhelmed with a dessert that's way too heavy, but you still want something pretty. So what I've done is I've taken the little Tuxedo Cup, and this is just one slice of store-bought cheesecake. I got this in the deli section. And what I'm going to do is sort of smash this up. Doesn't really matter. And I'm going to put a nice big blob of the cheesecake in the bottom of the Tuxedo Cup. And then on top of that, I am going to put a few just plain fresh raspberries. Just kind of put them on top, pile them up really pretty. And then this is the fun part. We're going to take, this is just a food prep bottle.
Yes.
You can get these in the grocery store. They're like $2. What I've done is I've put about maybe a teaspoon and a half of my chocolate sauce in this.
Lindsay, this one here, the chocolate sauce.
Yes. If you could heat this for 10 seconds in the microwave, that would be wonderful.
Okay, I'll do that.
And in the meanwhile, I have also taken a mixture of raspberries and blackberries, and overnight I soaked them in a little bit of Chambord, which is raspberry liqueur. So on this pretty rectangular plate, there's our sauce.
Okay.
I'm calling these Tipsy Berries because they get more potent the longer they sit. So we are going to put on one side of the plate our beautiful berries. You don't need many. You just need a few.
Colorful, huh?
Especially with such a yummy dinner that we've just prepared. You don't want to overwhelm your guests with too much dessert.
And it's healthy, too. I like
this. Yes. So this side is a little bit of the liqueur. And as you can see, in just 10 seconds, this chocolate sauce has just liquefied, which is what we want now. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to drizzle the chocolate sauce over the berries. It's going to soak into that cheesecake. And then, to make it really fabulous, all of your guests, what I want you to do with your food prep bottle is you're going to monogram their plate. So I'm going to make an L for Lindsay, and then we'll just kind of dress it up with a couple little dots here.
Personalize it.
And you have the prettiest, most personal plate. You can do each guest's monogram, and you have a really elegant, fabulous dessert.
I like that.
For really just about $2 a person.
Wow, it is beautiful.
And it's restaurant quality.
That is true.
Tasty, delicious, and fabulous, as everything should be.
We'll be right back with Tip of the Day. Now it's time for Tip of the Day.
Well, one thing when you're shopping, and with produce being pricey, as we know, if you're buying fresh berries, I found this little container right in the grocery store in the produce section. It's called a berry keeper, and you can actually strain the berries you get from the store in this. It drains the water, and then you pop it in here, and it's got an airtight lid, and I promise you, I've used it. Your berries will stay fresh for a whole week if you use this. Because nothing's worse than having to throw something away if you haven't even had a chance to enjoy it. So always be on the lookout for really neat gadgets at the grocery store because they can be lifesavers.
Good tip. We're here with our easy dinner party menu. And Lynni, review what you made for us first today, our appetizer.
Well, we made artichoke roasted vegetables with assorted cheeses and crackers, and we did an artichoke hummus. It was easy, effortless, and healthy.
Only took about 10 minutes.
Oh, if that. Just buying pre-packaged vegetables and pre-made hummus. You can make it in moments flat, and it cooks in about 8 minutes.
And our main dish here?
Oh, this is delicious. Zesty red pepper farfalle. And we made it with soppressata and some nice green peas. It's delicious comfort food that allows you to still spend time with your guests and have a delicious meal to boot.
And our dessert. Wow.
Our Tipsy Tuxedo Berries. We have a Tuxedo chocolate cup filled with cheesecake, raspberries, and my chocolate raspberry cream sauce. And then we also have berries that have been marinated in raspberry liqueur. So you've got two different flavor palettes. It's light, it's refreshing, and with the little bit of monogram on the white plate, every plate becomes personal and your guests feel really special.
It's beautiful. Well, I'm going to taste
Oh,
mine.
please do.
Yeah, I just pass it. That has a different flavor.
Yes, it's the soppressata. It gives it a really bold flavor, but you really can't overcook it. I mean, it's salami, for heaven's sake. What's going to happen to it? So I'm just a big believer in keeping things easy, taking shortcuts where you can, and by all means, just getting people off the computer and back into the kitchen.
And we have some nice wine here to go with it.
Yes.
So what is new?
Well, we've really got a really fun Facebook page now. We're adding new recipes and pictures every day. It's just a great resource if you're looking for different things to do with the food. And
so every day you do that, huh?
Yes, just about every day.
Fantastic. Well, I'll put up your information now.
I would appreciate that. It's Lynni's Fabulous on Facebook.
And there's your phone number, 301-987-9135.
Yes.
And the website, and also you have
the website is www.linnysfabulous.com.
Okay, and that's where you'll find everything on
Yes, absolutely.
I'll put up my website too. It's chefsrecipes.org. So thanks so much for coming back.
Oh, it's been such a pleasure. Yay. I love coming here and spending the day with you and cooking such delicious, simple food. It just shows that anyone can be the hostess with the mostest if they have a secret weapon up their sleeve.
Sounds good. Now remember, until next time, good eating.